there are calls to tighten the rules on e-scooter safety, with more Aussies than ever riding illegally. According to a study from the University of Canberra, almost two-thirds of e-scooter users in the city aren't wearing a helmet on those electric vehicles. It comes as emergency doctors are warning that serious e-bike injuries are also on the rise in hospitals as the availability of the transport option increases.
For more on this, we're joined by B105 Brisbane radio host Stav Davidson and 7 News presenter Gemma Acton. Morning to you both. Stav, look, we've seen some absolutely horrific accidents with these e-scooters. Do you think ultimately there needs to be just harsher penalties for people who are caught not wearing a helmet? Like, what do we need to do?
Well, I think, yes, if two-thirds of people aren't wearing it, that's a huge number. And I was a previous scooter rider. I had a 300cc scooter. And I can tell you, if you just look at one accident without a helmet, you'll never not wear a helmet again, you know. And I know the argument with the mobile e-scooters is that it's a smelly helmet that someone else has used before, like a bowling shoe. But bowling shoes don't save your lives, you know. If you're going to ride them, you have to have a helmet. It's that simple. They go very fast, too. So you've got to be protected.
They fly. Gemma, it's not just e-scooters, e-bikes are becoming increasingly popular, particularly with younger people. Should there be an age limit with these e-bikes and to reduce the risk of accidents? What do you think?
To the point about these going fast, I am shocked by how fast they go. I think officially 25 kilometres is what the public ones are allowed to be, but you can get ones privately that go up to 60 kilometres an hour, which is a car. It's actually more than most suburban speed limits. So there certainly needs to be something in place. And on the helmet point, absolutely. I think the risk of serious head injuries is reduced by 80% if you wear a helmet. So it just seems absolutely crazy to be flying along at 60 kilometres an hour and not wearing something to protect you.
Yeah.
It just seems so weird with e-businesses. We seem to, we'll let them do, and we don't do any checks and balances. If it's got the E word in front of it, we just sort of let it happen.
But you can see with those e-scooters particularly, they're hard to catch.
Have you tried to catch them? No. Chasing after scooters?
But a police car pulled up at a set of lights and an e-scooter does something wrong. Like, good luck trying to catch them across the road, down the alley, up through the shopping mall. Like, you're never going to get them, right?
Sounds like you've mapped out that escape pretty well. Moving on, exam bots. Gosh, this is a bit scary. Have been approved for use in South Australian schools to take over from some teaching tasks. Now, in the first government-sanctioned use of AI in student assessment, the high-tech tools are being used to mark children's English tests. Teachers will be trained to use the AI app that does the assessment job in just 52 seconds. Gemma, the data says that, this tool could save, 15,000 hours of manpower. But we know teachers are burnt out, but is this the way around it?
Absolutely it is. Every time we come on, we talk about how tough it is for teachers because they're dealing with so many more mental health issues, emotional issues, burnout, as you mentioned. If we can take some of their load away by something reliable, remember that AI is also less prone to having biases or having bad days on the job, etc. They're just pretty factual. If it's something as straightforward as marking up, sure, I think it's very different when you're talking about whether there's a creative aspect, bringing that into schools. But this is just A, B, C, D.
There's lessons learnt though, Stav. When you mark something, you're saying, oh, little Johnny's falling behind, he was going so well with this. Like, there is part of that process actually helps knowing the child. What do you think about this?
That's a very good point too, and I know that teaching is one of the professions that really has embraced AI. My sister's a teacher and they use it for a lot of stuff, so it's no surprise that it's used for this as well. I think they just have to be careful because we started this topic with the phrase taking over, and if the teachers get everything done by AI and they wake up and they go, oh, we've been replaced by AI, they can't really be upset about it.
All right, guys, now still on schools, an American woman has sparked an online debate about school attendance at the end of term. Now, the mum of two from Florida took to social media to defend her decision to keep her children at home during the last week of lessons. Let's have a look now.
Your kid go to school the last week of school. I don't make my kids go to school the last couple of days of school. I don't see the point. Most of the teachers would rather you keep your kids home anyway, at least around here. I have cleaned a lot of desks. That is what we did the last week of school. When I was a kid, we cleaned desks and we cleaned classrooms, and I was a professional at cleaning desks.
Gemma, what are you thinking? What do you reckon?
And look
and
how she turned out.
My desk is so messy upstairs, just remind me.
I cannot imagine anyone not wanting to go the last week of school. It's so much fun.
Yeah,
you know,
right,
everyone's relaxed and everyone knows you don't really have to work and you see your friends who you might not see for the next 3 months. It's brilliant. I loved the last week. I loved school in general, obviously, but I particularly loved the last week of school. It wasn't a punishment to go. It was a joy.
I feel like, Gemma, you were the student that loved all school.
I did, but the last week was especially special. Yeah.
I only went the last week.
There you go. For the same reason.
I was never there the last week. And that's why I'm here in life, probably. But Stav, that the mother spent her final days, of course, cleaning the classroom for the teacher. What do you think? Do you resonate with what? I mean, in or out? What do you think?
Out. Send them to school. Take my kids away for 6 hours, please. And what about the last story? They're not even marking their own papers anymore. They're not doing anything. Send the kids. Look after my kid, please. I just need that one more week. I love it, though. I love my daughter.
It sounds like the pleas of a desperate man.
Well, yeah, it does sound a little bit on the edge. But to be honest, all they do is watch TV shows in the last week.
So that's the point. Do it with your friends. Do it with your friends. Wow. It's very important.
Yeah, not under my
There's a very clear divide here. People who like school and people who didn't like school.
Yeah.
It's very clear what's going on.
It's the nerds and then the rejects.
All right, Gemma, thank you.
Thanks, guys.